Yo, hit the sub, hit the bell, let's get into it. Today I'm reviewing a Dapper fragrance, and this is their interpretation of a fragrance from the house of Xerjoff. It's one of my favorites from that house, Naxos. I love Naxos, and I got a few different variations from different people, as well as some actual samples of Naxos. With smelling the actual sample, it was such a beautifully made fragrance. It was super bright, juicy, and citrus in the opening, and then it mellows out and transitions into this tobacco, vanilla, and honey sort of dry down, and it was just so mellow, so chill, such a gourmand dry down, but just a bright, refreshing opening. That citrus kind of lingers throughout the fragrance, and it disappears a little bit in the latter part of the dry down. But that initial transition going into that dry down, that citrus is still a little present. That mixing in with that honey, that tobacco, and the tobacco is a very clean one. It's not real dirty or anything like that. And that vanilla and that honey, it was just a perfect scent. I loved it. This is Dapper's variation of it. And let's try a little bit of this on. So I have the dry down here. We're gonna go ahead and spray an initial spray here. I don't know what's going on with the atomizer, that was weird. That initial opening is really, really nice. It captures nearly 80% of what Naxos is doing in the opening. After that, it is not quite what I was expecting. Let's take a look at the note layout for Naxos. So the note layout goes lavender, bergamot, honey, lemon, cinnamon, cashmerian, jasmine, tobacco leaf, tonka bean, and vanilla. So with those particular notes, they were able to create something really unique and really beautiful with Naxos. Dapper's variation here does a pretty good job with that opening. But immediately after that opening is done and is beginning to transition into that dry down, it does something that I'm not really sure about. I noticed that even in the original, that it does get a bit medicinal, but that medicinal accord is sort of maintained and balanced real well with the deeper notes, the cinnamon and the tonka bean, that sweetness from that vanilla, and as well as that sweetness from that honey. All those notes come in that dry down, especially in that transition, and it definitely keeps that medicinal sort of smell at bay. For some reason in this here, it's sort of amped up. That medicinal smell, that vapor rub kind of vibe that it gives off does not go away. And it overshadows everything else. It overshadows the honey, the vanilla, the cinnamon, that sort of, I don't know, that sort of gourmand, sort of like a graham cracker vibe that Naxos has when it dries down. It overshadows it and gives it this really medicinal sort of vibe that I just don't like. The other two fragrances that I received from Dapper, Apple Brandy and Intoxicated, were excellent. They last super, super long on my skin, smell amazing, great compliment grabbers, do a great job at depicting the fragrance. But for some odd reason, this one was a miss for me. Not too bad, and some people may really be able to get with the medicinal, sort of medicinal note or that smell. I really could not. I guess with smelling the original and just really loving that dry down, I was really wanting and expecting that. I have a couple other variations of Naxos with me as well. This one here is from Zoa Aroma. This is called Epitome. And this one here is from Alexandria Fragrance. This is called 1981X. With 1981X, which I have here, that dry down is perfect. It's still a little juicy. We got that honey, that vanilla mixing in there and getting that sweetness, that cinnamon coming in and adding a little bit of spice and just making it a very pleasant dry down. The medicinal note that I was catching in Dapper is not present. It's very well maintained if it is. With Epitome, this one here, I have that sprayed here. Again, the medicinal value is not really there. What I am getting is a lot more cinnamon. They added a lot more cinnamon and possibly tonka bean to that one, to where it's much spicier in the dry down. with the Naxos, the original, it's not so spicy. It's more so just this really warm, inviting, gourmand, pleasant, slightly spicy, very sweet dry down. These two variations are able to differentiate a little bit from the original without being sort of unappealing. With this one, the opening was great, but that dry down is so medicinal. It's really off-putting. And so this won't be something that I would reach for when it comes to looking for a Naxos variant. If I was rating this fragrance 1 out of 10, this one would maybe get, I'd say, a 5. It doesn't smell horrible. I think it's just really that high-pitched medicinal note or smell that I'm getting is really off-putting, and it overpowers the nose. It's really overpowering. It's kind of like, it gives me like a Vicks Vapor Rub kind of vibe, but not exactly. But when you breathe that in and hits the nose, it's really overpowering and just off-putting. So this won't be something that I would reach for. Like I said, if I was rating this 1 out of 10, I would possibly give this one a 5. That is it for this video, you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will drop the link in the description where you guys can check out the website, check out their list of fragrances, and see what you may be into. You may actually love this. You may be into it, so you can check it out if you like. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys soon. Peace.